Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodle 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 doo. Subscribe if you're interested. So, the day before yesterday, we took the kids to see their very first movie in the movie theater. And since some time has passed, I've thought of some other things that I wanted to talk about with that experience, like regrets or really cool things that they liked, what we ordered at concessions, because we're normally not concessions people, but we wanted to make this a big deal. So I've jotted some things down just so that I can remember this stuff for posterity, so the kids can look back at it. And one of the big things was walking into the theater. They had into the auditorium, they really didn't have any sort of big reaction to how big the screen was or how big the room was. One of them did get a little concerned about how dark it was, which was kind of interesting because she's typically not afraid of the dark. The other one is. So that was interesting, but we were able to calm her down pretty quickly. But my guess as to why they didn't have any big reaction to how big the room or screen was because in over Christmas, we went to one of our movie palaces, or really old movie palaces that we have that's been remodeled to look like what it did when it opened. And we watched the 1960s version of The Grinch in there, so we're not really counting that as their first trip, or maybe it's like a version of their first trip to the movies. But and it's much bigger than a multiplex theater, so my guess is they remember that experience, and that's why they didn't respond much to it. Or maybe it's just because they're kids, they're resilient, they're just gonna, accept the world around them. But that was something that I thought was pretty interesting. Next, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the stuff that we ordered for concessions. So, we got popcorn. This is one of the popcorn bags we used. We got two of these. This is a large popcorn. And we went to Phoenix Theaters. When I was growing up, this theater was a Goodrich theater, but now Phoenix owns it. It's been Phoenix for just a handful of years. But this is the actual popcorn bag. I don't know about you, but we eat stale popcorn. Couple days old, still tastes good. We also got Junior Mints. One of the girls really loves Junior Mints. We're kind of into Sonic the Hedgehog right now. They are, in the Sonic movies and cartoons and stuff. One of the kids is. Actually, they both kind of are. And one of their favorites is Tails. And the one who loves Tails the most, we found out that Tails' favorite food is anything mint flavored. So she's been obsessed with anything mint flavored ever since. And then we also got some Reese's Pieces for them. And I think they really like those as well. And then we weren't too sure. They had Reese's Pieces before, but they didn't take to them like they do other candy. So just in case, we also picked up some M&Ms. And these went over well. They're trusted candy that they really like. So that's what we got. Junior Mints, Reese's Pieces. We're excited to show them E.T. eventually. And then M&Ms. And the popcorn. We brought their sippy cups. They don't drink pop yet. Or soda. That's what we got at the concessions. Then the trailers started. One of them was like, when's the movie gonna start? I want to see Mario. Not impressed with the trailers for the most part, but I'll tell you kind of how they responded. The other one really likes to watch trailers. We watch trailers on YouTube all the time together, so she was kind of into it, seeing that on the big screen. But The Little Mermaid, not too big of a reaction to that one. They're not really into the Disney princesses at all. They like more animals, and then, the Fab Five, Mickey and Minnie and everybody. That's where they're at with Disney. They prefer them, and they're just princesses, no thank you. Then we saw the Flash trailer, and they were like, "Who's the Flash? What is this?" And I was like, "Well, remember Super Pets, the turtle? That's like think of the turtle. That this is like his owner, right?" So we equated it to the movie Super Pets, and then Batman. They know Batman, so I pointed out Batman, and they were like, "Oh, Batman." And then we saw Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 trailer, and that one was cool because they watch what is it called, Spidey and His Amazing Friends on Disney Plus, and you have Peter Parker, but you also have Miles and Gwen in that show. Miles is called Spin on there, so we were like, this is Spin. This is Spin when he grows up. And then Gwen popped up. We call her Spider Gwen. We don't really call her Ghost Spider. So I was like, that's Spider-Gwen. That's her grown up. And, that's Spider-Man grown up. This movie's about when they grow up. So they thought that was really cool. I think they'll want to watch those eventually. And then we also had a trailer. It was by Illumination. I think they do, the Minions and stuff like that. I think they even did Mario. Yeah. A movie called Migration, which is about a bunch of ducks that are migrating, I guess. They look like mallard ducks, perhaps. And while we were watching that trailer, they were like, from the studio that brought you The Secret Life of Pets. And then that's when they lit up. They were like, one of them, she screamed out of joy when she heard that because they love Secret Life of Pets. So that was really exciting when that happened. There was just like a scream like that, and she was very excited. So some of their favorite parts of the movie actually came from the trailer because we did watch the trailer a lot. Again, they like to watch trailers on YouTube. So if something happened that they recognized from the trailer, their eyes lit up and they had a really big smile. So there's that moment where one of the toads says like something along the lines of, "How are we gonna fight? We're adorable." And then they were like, "Ha! There's that part that we know from the trailer." And then they really love Bowser, and they especially love the part when he's like talking about all the, different people in his army or whatever, and then he says, "And whatever those things are." They thought that was really funny in the trailer, so of course they loved it in the movie as well. And then we've been watching Jack Black sing Peaches a lot, and of course they loved that part too. And they do like Jack Black. We watched Jack Black on Yo Gabba Gabba. His episode. How else do we know him? Maybe just YouTube stuff, interviews. They know he's a really silly guy. They really like him a lot. So they were talking quite a bit about, like, I could hear Jack Black's voice when Bowser was talking. And then we're like, yeah, that's so great. So, they watched Jack Black sing it, and they really liked watching Bowser sing the Peaches song. And then stuff not from the trailer, or not stuff that, they immediately recognized as coming from the trailer. It was probably stuff in the trailer though for a moment. But Catsuit Mario, they really love cats, so that was really cool for them. I don't remember that suit. I was probably out of the Nintendo playing parts of my life by the time he had the cat suit, because I did not know what that was about. They really love the raccoon suit. That I did know. And especially because his tail could make him fly, so that made them think of Tails from Sonic, because again, I'm more of a Sonic person, so I've kind of got them invested in Sonic the Hedgehog. So they really liked that because it reminded them of Tails. And then the Star Power scene was really exciting for them also, because they knew about the invincibility and how they could just like plow through everything, so that was really cool. And then the movie, this was so cool. The movie ended with, like, everybody was clapping. We were all clapping. The kids were clapping. Everybody behind us. We actually sat pretty close. I think we were in maybe the third row, but there was still a lot of space between us and the screen, so it wasn't, like us watching like this or anything. It was actually kind of nice. But yeah, everybody was clapping. It was so cute. It was so amazing. I remember the first time I went to a movie where people clapped that actually got a standing ovation. It was a Jackie Chan movie. It was Rumble in the Bronx. And I'd never seen I've never gone to any movie where that had happened, that I recall anyway, because I just remember being like, what, this happens? Who are we clapping for? Who are we standing for? Nobody's here. So, that was really fun to watch them start clapping when everybody else was doing it. And then here's the regret. I feel so bad that I didn't do this. So we got pictures of the girls in front of the movie theater. We got pictures of them in front of the poster, which had Donkey Kong on it, but I didn't get a picture with them. So learn from my mistake. If you have kids that are about to go to see a movie in the theater for the very first time, make sure you take your picture with them. I was like almost to my house when it hit me, and I was like, I didn't get a picture with them. I took pictures of them, but not with them, and I really regret that. But you know, I filmed it. I was in the video. I was talking to them. I was there with them, experiencing this as we were watching the movie. So all that is still good. I just wish I got a picture with them in front of the theater, a picture of them with the poster. I think that would have been nice. But I'm glad I did get a picture of them doing that. So this was just a really big deal for me. I remember my first time at the theater, which was for Masters of the Universe. My neighbors took me, and I remember being a little bit disappointed in the movie. I don't think I was disappointed in the movie, but I was confused because a lot of my favorite characters weren't there. You know, like, where was Battle Cat, right? Where's Battle Cat? But yeah, it was just a really cool thing to see, and you know, show them my interests. They know their mom and dad. They know that we love to watch movies, and you know, that's something we hope we can you know, keep going with them, and that they become, you know, movie watchers as well, and like to sit down with their mom and dad and watch movies. We can't wait for that, because right now, you know, they kind of bounce around the living room and watch movies with us. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun that we can keep doing this. Like, this is the start of it. We're going to keep doing this. And actually, that theater has like a summer program where they show older films. So we'll probably do some of those. And I also really like that we showed the Mario. I think that was a good movie because it's the first movie in, I'm sure, what will be a huge franchise. I'm sure we're going to get many sequels. The end credit scene suggests there will be sequels. And oh yeah, they brought their little Yoshi stuffies, and I figured Yoshi would be in the movie, but he was in, well, spoilers, I guess. His egg was in the end credit scene, so they're excited to see Yoshi in the sequel. But I'm very glad we got to experience a first film, because I was worried. I was like, man, what if their first movie is like Paw Patrol the movie Part 2? I don't want their first movie to be a Part 2. So that was nice. I didn't want it to be like Toy Story 5 or Frozen 3 or something like that. You know, I wanted it to be the first of something. That's what it was for me, you know. He-Man already existed. I already had this interest in He-Man, and then I got to see Masters of the Universe live action film in the theater. And you know, they have an interest in Mario through toys and plushies and things like that, and then they got to go to the movie or theater and then see the first Mario movie. So that was really important to me. I'm glad it happened that way, to where their first movie was not a sequel. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk more about that, put that stuff into posterity so we can always remember it, and they can look back and remember the candies that they ate during their first movie. I don't remember the candies I ate. I don't even know if I had popcorn or a drink or anything. But here, I've documented it. And thank you so much for listening and watching, if you did, especially if you made it to the end. I appreciate it so much. And perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.